History beckons for either Serbia or Slovenia. Serbia, part of a European Championship finals for the first time as an independent nation. They were part of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia's efforts back in Euro 2000 when they did play Slovenia in a dramatic, iconic game when they were 3-0 down and scored 3 goals in 6 minutes to turn that game around and draw 3-3. But they have never before competed at a Euros finals as an independent nation. Slovenia have, as I suggested back in Euro 2000, they have never won in the finals of this tournament. Quick reminder of the teams for you. Unchanged Slovenia, Oblak in goal, Kalničnik, Dirkušić, Viol and Janja, the back four. The midfield is Stojanovic, Elšnik, Šarin and Mlakar, and it's Špora and Šeško up front. As for Serbia, 3 changes for them. Rajkovic in goal, Pavlovic, Milenkovic and Velkovic, the back 3. Mladenovic, Lukic, Ilic and Živkovic, the midfield quartet, with Dusan Tadic in behind Mitrovic and Vlahovic. And Tashtawi, the former England striker, alongside me. It is going to be about which of the two teams can be more ruthless, because there is so much attacking talent on that pitch.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting as well to see how the teams come out. You know, are they going to go all guns blazing, or are they going to maybe keep it steady and look to build into the game? I think Serbia definitely need to come out all guns blazing, set their intentions off at the start, see if they can really use their physical presence, aerial ability as well, which we know they're really strong at. But again, I just fancy the Slovenia team. I think they're going to be a real threat on the counter-attack with those front two in particular. I see it being a tight one, I really do, but very entertaining game.
The referee this afternoon is Istvan Kovac of Romania, very experienced UEFA official, and the scene is set in Munich. This wonderful state-of-the-art stadium, absolutely enormous. The outside of it is eye-catching, but it's what goes on inside it that holds our attention today. It's all up for grabs for both Slovenia and Serbia. It is a regional rivalry that takes centre stage, and it is Slovenia who get us underway. Playing from right to left as we look at it, all in white. Serbia attacking the goal away to the right, all in red. And it is Serbia in possession here, and an early touch down the left for Mladenovic. Filip Mladenovic, who came in for the injured Filip Kostic midway through the game against England. Kostic out for the rest of the tournament with a knee injury. And now a first touch for Dusan Tadic in the inside right channel, midway inside the Slovenia half, and they work it out to that left-hand side. Early cross from Mladenovic in towards Mitrovic. That was well defended by Slovenia, who've still got work to do on the edge of their own area. And here comes Serbia again with Vlahovic trying to lay it off. Slovenia able to clear towards halfway, and Šeško nearly won it on halfway to start a counter-attack. We've had a minute, Tashtawi, and it's been lively already.
It really has. Great start by Serbia on the front foot, exactly what I said they needed to do, getting early balls into the box for their big centre forwards. That's going to be a great contest as well, because for me, Viol last game for Slovenia was unbelievable at that centre half pairing, so that's going to be a hard one to get past. Very, very entertaining first minute.
Lots of exciting football to come on the TalkSport network, including a massive game for England against Denmark. That one kicks off at 5. You'll hear every kick with us on TalkSport. A European classic at 8 as Italy face Spain. The big games just keep on coming at Euro 2024, and you will hear them all across the TalkSport network. Long ball forward towards Šeško for Slovenia, but it was above his bleach blonde head. And a loose touch here by Pavlovic for Serbia, and that's allowed Stojanovic a bit of space on the right-hand side here for Slovenia, but it was a good reaction by the big defender Strahinja. Pavlovic came across and dealt with the danger, but just a bit of nervousness there from that Serbian back line, and Pavlovic specifically had a really tough first half against Bukayo Saka against England. England winning that game by 1-0 thanks to to a first half goal from Jude Bellingham, but Serbia were much improved in the second half. Here is Derkušić, the centre-back for Slovenia, plays it out to the right-hand side, midway inside the Serbian half as Slovenia play their way into it. Elšnik forward to Šeško, who tried to turn on the edge of the Serbian box. It's broken here for Stojanovic. He finds the right-back Kaminščik, and then they tried to switch it. Kaminščik couldn't quite find Širin in an area where he could do damage. He was quickly closed down.
Yeah, you can see as soon as Serbia lose the ball, they're getting back actually quite deep and actually preventing the space in behind for Slovenia to hit, because they know that is what they want. They want the space in behind for their front two, pace, power, agility, really dynamic two centre forwards.
Serbia didn't even complete a pass in the first 5 minutes of their game against England. They've made a much more sure-footed start here, although they've lost it in midfield. Lukic with the error, and the shot was driven in from the edge of the area by Širin, straight to the goalkeeper Rajkovic, who did spill it. It hit him in a rather awkward area, but he has managed to gather it second time around, and we have seen a bit of loose play from both teams so far.
Yeah, and that's what Serbia can't afford to do. You know, keep possession, but you can't give away the ball so cheaply like that, because that is what Slovenia live for. Those moments, those triggers that they can pounce, and that's when they'll hurt you.
And Širin, who had that shot for Slovenia, has become a really important part of this Slovenian team. Played every single minute of the qualifiers, plays his club football with Panathinaikos, won the Greek Cup this season. But it's Serbia who have it on the edge of their own area with Ivan Ilic, who was brought in for Nemanja Gudel. And there was a substitute against England, and now Tadic dropping into the right-back area to pick up possession. 4 minutes gone here on Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, and it is Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Both teams looking for their first win of the tournament. And the ball at the feet of Predrag Rajkovic. It was something of a surprise to see him selected actually against England. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic was expected to be the starting goalkeeper by some as Jan Oblak at the other end of the pitch, the Slovenian keeper, almost waits far too long in possession, but he got away with it, and Slovenia able to clear, and now Šeško chases it down the left hand side, but good cover from big Nikola Milenkovic, and he clears for a throw to Slovenia. But Jan Oblak, Tashdari, was a little bit too casual there.
Yeah, that's heart in hand as a centre forward when you just say put your foot through the ball, but it's Oblak, his captain, you know, over 300 appearances at club level at Atletico. He's so experienced, he knew what he was doing, and actually in the end found his centre forward very well, and they've obviously gained momentum higher up the pitch.
Throw in from Erik Janša, who scored a brilliant equaliser against Denmark. That was a 1-1 draw for Slovenia in their opening game. Christian Eriksen gave the Danes a 17th minute lead, but Janša found a deflected long-range leveller in the 77th minute. And it was a really encouraging second half. Maciej Kek, their coach, said many of the players haven't played in a major competition, but I have to congratulate them for the belief they showed in the second half. Said their goalkeeper only really had to make one save, and that says a lot, and they did improve.
Yeah, they absolutely did. You know, and they'll take a lot of confidence from that second half against their team that are tipped to win the tournament. You know, to only lose 1-0 to England, that's nothing to be embarrassed about, and they know they fancy their chances here today, and you can see that they've already dominated possession. This will help them build their confidence, but they also know that they're fully aware that this is Slovenia's game plan, and you can see Slovenia setting this kind of trap almost like a kind of mid-block, and then when they all go together and very effective at it.
Here is Živkovic for Serbia, coming in off the near side the right as we look at it. Won the Greek League with PAOK this season, very important player for Serbia down that right hand side. Can play as a winger or a wing back, and it's as a wing back that he's operating today. And as they work it through midfield, Serbia to the right hand side, and Tadic is popping up all over the pitch at the moment just to get involved. Brought in for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic this afternoon, which raised a few eyebrows, but he had personally demanded a place in the team, and his word apparently carries weight, it would seem.
No, absolutely. I think the impact that he had when he came on was huge, so I'm not surprised to see him start today.
Ball breaks to Mlakar in the area and he surges into the box. Right foot shot, brilliantly saved by Rajkovic, who stood strong, stayed with his feet, but it was Jan Mlakar who burst into the Serbian box there inside right channel. Right foot shot, good save by the keeper.
And this is where Slovenia are just so effective. Don't have the ball maybe for 2 or 3 minutes, and then within seconds they're getting shots off on goal. And this is why I think they are such a threat, and this Serbian team cannot switch off for 1 second.
Slovenia with the corner. Far side as we look at it, the right-hand side for Slovenia. Rajkovic has already had to make a couple of saves for Serbia. One to deny Cherin, and now one much more exacting stop to deny Mlakar. Corner taken from the right-hand side, they go short. And they've made a real mess of that, Slovenia. And Tadic is able to clear from Serbia's left-back zone deep into Slovenian territory. It's collected by Jan Karaničnik, who played in all 10 of the qualifiers. He's established as the first-choice right-back for Slovenia and has been for some time. He plays it at the right-hand side for Stojanovic. And Slovenia comfortable in possession. They play a rather old-school 4-4-2, but it works for them. Their qualifying campaign was their best ever in a major tournament. 7 wins, 22 points. But they've given away a free kick in the centre circle. And Serbia getting on with it. Remember, they really do need to bounce back after that defeat to England. 9th minute, Slovenia 0, Serbia 0 in Munich. First game of a fascinating day. You'll hear it all on the TalkSport network. England against Denmark at 5, and then Spain against Italy at 8 as Mitrovic is fouled by Dirkušić.
Love that little bit of 1v1 there. Dirkušić just early on letting him know he's there, letting him know that he's not going to have any time on the ball. And I think having Tadic in the team allows Mitrovic not to have to drop in so much.
Stefan Živkovic on the right hand side, he sent a booming cross to the far side, but it was just a bit too high for Milos Veljkovic. There is an element of Serbia just hurrying things up here, and they look a bit rushed at times.
Yeah, absolutely, a bit anxious. You've got a lot of time. A lot of time in the game. Momentum is going to change. There's going to be moments where Slovenia are on top and then Serbia. But as long as they stay in the game, I think that's the most important thing.
Serbia qualified for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, but had a disappointing tournament, lost to Brazil and Switzerland, drew 3-3 with Cameroon despite having a 3-1 lead. They are so desperate to put on a better show in this tournament. Swept away by Milenkovic in his own defensive third, the big centre-back from Fiorentina. He was under pressure there and he banged it out to play for a throw, which Slovenia have already taken. There's a real tempo about this game in the opening 10 minutes. No goals yet between Slovenia and Serbia here on TalkSport 2. Long ball by Biol for Slovenia. Out to the right-hand side, and Karaničnik couldn't quite catch up with it, but it was a nice idea, and he's got a good passing range as Biol. He's become a really important part of that defensive unit. Made his 50th appearance for his country in the game against Denmark a few days ago. Yeah,
he impressed me a lot in that game. He was probably one of my standout players, close to getting player of the match for me. Huge box at times, real old school centre half, just loves to defend. I don't think you see many of them these days, so he's going to be key, him and Oblak, for the Slovenia team.
Stojanovic making tracks down the right hand side for Slovenia, but he was quickly challenged. The ball toe poked away from him. It'll be a Slovenian throw, and Slovenia maintaining their momentum from that excellent second half against Denmark. Denmark had no answer to them really in the second period. Jan Oblak came up with a massive save to deny Rasmus Højlund. Would have been a very different game if that had gone in, but it wasn't, and Slovenia really grew into the game. The ball is swung out towards the right-hand side, and Karaničnik, who will look to get forward on that right flank whenever he can for Slovenia, but he lost it, and then free kick is given for a foul on Mladenovic, who goes down clutching his left knee. It was just a late challenge really from Cherin, and it has been physical, it's been exciting. No goals in the opening 12 minutes.
Yeah, and it's that counter press. Slovenia literally not letting Serbia have a minute on the ball. As soon as they lose it, they're getting in and around it. Now, how quick can they win the ball back and allow themselves to create another attack? It really is two completely contrasting styles of play.
Forward by Pavlovic down the inside left channel for Serbia. Good header away by Biol. Judged it very well. It's been seen as a rising star for some time. Biol, it's a long ball by Slovenia. Looking for Mlakar, and he might just get there. It was a defensive mix-up between defender and goalkeeper. Rajkovic able to gather it, but Jan Mlakar was very, very close to toe-poking that past the goalkeeper.
Absolutely, and this is the thing. The Slovenian front three are not going to give you any time on the ball. They will chase everything.
Elshnik has won it in midfield, and he's charging down the right-hand side now. He's got Pavlovic for company. And Pavlovic was under pressure and fouled in the end, but there's a real snap about Slovenia in midfield right now.
Yeah, they're winning that battle for sure, and I think Serbia are really struggling to get their front two into the game, and that's the thing that's the most frustrating thing. They're their key players, Mitrovic and Vlahovic. You have to get them touches on the ball, and within the first 15 minutes they haven't been involved at all, and that's not good enough.
The voice of the former England striker Tash Dowie alongside Kevin Hatchard for this one. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0, the first game of the day. This one in Munich. Further games to come on the TalkSport network. England against Denmark and Spain against Italy. Two massive games to come. Here is Tadic for Serbia. Rolls it along the halfway line to find Fulham's Sasha Lukic. Into the Serbian half as they just look to move this 4-4-2 block around, try and find some spaces. Here is Werder Bremen's Milos Veljkovic, who was on the books of Spurs as a youngster. Didn't quite make the breakthrough in North London, but he's had a solid career since then. He's been with Werder Bremen for a long time in the north of Germany. Serbia trying to combine down the right-hand side, but a really strong challenge on that left-hand side from Elshnik. There was a big commitment to working hard, isn't there, from the Slovenian team?
Yeah, and you make a great point, Kevin, about how they have to move the ball quicker, Serbia, because Slovenia are so disciplined in this formation.
Long ball by Pavlovic looking for Vlahovic, and Vlahovic sees it sail over his head into the gloves of the Slovenian skipper Jan Oblak, who played 54 games for Atletico Madrid this season in all competitions, played every minute of every game. And he is such an important player for Slovenia, 67th cap for his country, and still regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in world football. Here are Slovenia in possession in midfield with Elshnik on halfway, rolls it back to Biol, imposing figure at the heart of the Slovenian rear guards, and he just plays it out to the shaven-headed Vanja Dirkušić. It's only his 9th cap, Dirkušić, but he's been given the nod by Matjaž Kek to be one of the starting defenders in this one. They've got a good partnership, those two, and out it goes now to Janja. Buccaneering left back, getting forward again, curling cross towards Sporar on the far post, but it sails over his head and behind for a goal kick. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
I'm just looking then at the press of Serbia, and they're actually struggling a little bit. I just saw Tadic then, he's almost like in the number 9 role, and then you've got Mitrovic and Vlahovic who are trying to deal with the fullbacks, but they're really struggling to deal with that back four. Then you can see Tadic is getting a little bit frustrated. The press isn't working for Serbia.
There's a clash there as Cherin had a high boost against Lukic, number 22 against number 22. Lukic came off worst, and Cherin has been rushing around making all kinds of challenges, and that was a high boot.
High boot, but I also think you can see the eyes are on the ball though. He's got the ball clearly. It's the other player that's kind of looking to duck with his head. I'm a bit more of an old school centre forward. I would have been rolling around. I would have been getting up.
Players will always back each other up. Always. Here is Lukic back on his feet for Serbia. They work it to the left touchline for Dusan Tadic. Always fizzing with ideas. The former Southampton man finds Mladenovic. High hanging ball to the far post. It's headed away really well by Janja. He did brilliantly to keep his eye on that one. Now Šeško tries to hold it up but loses it. It's all a bit chaotic in there. It's a great watch at the moment, though. Hopefully it's a great listen here on TalkSport 2. 0-0 between Slovenia and Serbia. And here is Šeško moving through the gears down the left-hand side. And across comes Milos Veljković to deal with him. He's played against him in the German Bundesliga. And Šeško is denied.
Great play by both teams. First of all, Tadic to create that opportunity there for Serbia out wide, getting across into the box. But then Šeško, that's why he's so good. The way that he can make up ground, dribbling on his own there, penetrating, and then obviously Slovenia get a throw higher up the pitch.
They're away by Veljković. It will bounce towards Janša on halfway. And now Tadic picks it up for Serbia. He's under pressure from Čerin. He's doing a lot of defensive work, Adam Čerin. It's with Tadic again, just shy of halfway on the far side, the left, as we look at it for Serbia. And now the hulking figure of Strahimir Pavlovic, 23-year-old who plays for Salzburg. And now it's with Veljković as Serbia look to build, look to be patient. But again, are they moving the ball a bit too slowly?
And you know what as well, I see so many opportunities where they can actually miss the midfield line out and go straight into their two big centre forwards and then work off of them. That is their strength. Back to goal, hold up play, then your midfield players can then support them in behind.
And now Slovenia are on the move. They've played it to Mlakar in the centre circle. He drifts it down the inside right channel. It was a strong header away by Pavlovic. He got a call from his goalkeeper there actually, Predrag Rajkovic, but he ignored it, and I think he was right to do so. Had to deal with the danger. And here comes Slovenia with Čerin inside right channel, just inside the Serbian half. As it goes to Karaničnik, Jan Karaničnik, who has only scored once from right back for his country. That was against San Marino in September. He's a title winner domestically with Chela. And has also won the Bulgarian title with Ludo Goretz. So a decorated player, the Slovenian right back, Jan Karaničnik. He's played in field to Čerin. A lot of the play goes through him in midfield for Slovenia. Approaching the 19-minute mark. It's goals between Slovenia and Serbia in Munich. Here on TalkSport 2. And now it's with Šporar. Number 9, the striker for Slovenia, who had a season on loan at Middlesbrough between 2021 and 22 and was a popular player in the northeast. Serbian fans getting frustrated here with Slovenia having a good spell of possession. Janša, low ball into the feet of Šeško, tried to flick it on first time. The attack breaks down, but now Elšnik sweeps it out to the right-hand side for Karaničnik. Then it comes to Čerin, moving into space. Serbia trying to stick in their shape. Here's Janša, curling cross to the far post. Goalkeeper was really struggling. He flapped at it, just about got enough distance on it. Rajkovic, but here comes Slovenia again. Dirkušić from centre-back, crosses from the right-hand side towards Šporar, and Serbia at full stretch able to clear it. And this is becoming a real siege here, with Slovenia building momentum with 20 minutes gone.
Yeah, you can feel a goal coming. Slovenia really dominating this last couple of minutes.
Here's Čerin down the right-hand side for Slovenia. Cross is blocked by Tadic, who's having to work back there. Now Stojanovic works it in field for Elšnik. Left foot shot, that's charged down on the edge of the area. Stojanovic now will just chip it towards the right-hand side, but he chips it too far. And it's out of play for a Serbian throw on the far side of the left.
Yeah, Serbia need to regroup. I talked about their press, but they really are struggling with it. And I think they're struggling as well with Slovenia's fluidity, how they're changing positions. You know, people are rotating. I don't think they're handling that very well at all. So I think maybe this kind of break now in play, the likes of Tadic, the more senior players, they need to figure out how they're going to press this Slovenia team.
Slovenia unbeaten in 2024. They've only lost one of their last 13 internationals. That was a 2-1 loss against Denmark back in November. They have scored in all 13 of those games. They sprung a real surprise in March by beating Portugal 2-0. This is a team full of confidence, and it has real punch in attack with Šporar and Šeško. Great work from Čerin, skipping away from challenges down the right. Finds Karaničnik, and his cross is blocked by Pavlovic. It's going to be a throw to Slovenia down at the corner flag on the far side, the Slovenian right.
Yeah, Serbia, they're too reactive. You know, they're not front foot, and I think that's the difference right now in these first 20 minutes. Slovenia have been proactive on the front foot. The Serbians haven't.
Karaničnik to take this throw. Stojanovic moves towards him, and just cushions it back to Kalinic, side to the right touchline. And now Slovenia will look to build again. Curling ball across the centre circle to find Eric Janša. Scored twice in the qualifiers, Janša. There's real danger down that left-hand side. He's found Mlakar, just jabs it into the Serbian penalty area, but it's cleared. But Serbia just cannot get any momentum. Dusan Vlahovic having to operate in his own right-back zone, and he's lost it. And Šeško trying to make a nuisance of himself, wins the corner, and they just cannot get out Serbia at the moment.
They cannot get out their own half. You know, this has been full-on pressure now for 5 minutes by Slovenia, and it has been brilliant. They have been non-stop, counter-press after counter-press, winning it back. Now, they have to make sure they score in this period that they're dominating.
Says a lot that Vlahovic, the striker, was operating as a right-back and not a particularly good one. Played his team into trouble, and that's what's led to this corner, which Turin again goes short with. Back out to Turin, they've changed the angle here. Back to Janša, going the long way round, left-footed cross towards the far post. Rajkovic should get there and does get there. All in green. Predrag Rajkovic makes the catch, the Mallorca goalkeeper, who made a brilliant save against Harry Kane in the game against England, but stopped it getting to 2-0. And he has been the busier goalkeeper by some distance.
I think both teams as well have been quite wasteful in the final third. I think there's only been one corner so far for Slovenia, which they went short and wasted that. And then when both teams have got into that final third, the final cross has been straight to the keeper. It's been out of play, and I think these moments aren't going to happen too often. These are the moments where you have to keep a cool head and you really have to make more.
Here comes Tadic for Serbia on the right-hand side. Former Ajax player. He played for Fenerbahce in Turkey this season, helped them put 99 points on the board in the Turkish Super League, but they did not win the title. They were pipped to it by Galatasaray. Fenerbahce have since brought Jose Mourinho to Turkey. That's going to be an interesting mix. Mourinho and Turkish football, lots of drama to come there. Here comes Slovenia down the right-hand side. Kalinic trying to get there. Mladenovic came across and made the challenge, and that's going to be a yellow card for Mladenovic, the first of the afternoon. He went flying into Kalinic, and the referee Istvan Kovac brandishes the card.
Yeah, they just look sharper, don't they? Let's be honest, Slovenia. They're first to everything, first and second to everything. They look like a team that got a point, you know, got an important point first game of this tournament. Serbia look like a team that almost a little bit desperate at times, that they know that this game they have to get the 3 points, but right now they look tired, and really the only team that look like scoring a goal is Slovenia.
Mladenovic came in to replace Filip Kostic down that left-hand side for Serbia. He was ruled out for the rest of the tournament with a knee injury. It's a real shame for him. Here comes Slovenia again, down the right-hand side. Mladenovic with more defending to do, and the cross was curled in towards goal and punched away unconvincingly by Rajkovic. They have it here on the follow-up. Slovenia on the edge of the area, but can't force their way through, and now Serbia look to break, but they can't make anything happen. Slovenia have won it back, and it's chipped forward by Janša, and then cleared at full stretch by Veljkovic for Serbia into Slovenian territory. It's a real battle between Drkušić and Mitrovic. And Mitrovic came out on top there. A bit more WWE than football there.
Brilliant hold-up play there by the number 9. That's exactly what they need to do. When the team's under pressure and you don't have the ball, when it does come up to you, you have to make sure you keep the ball for your team. Win a foul, let your team regain possession.
25 minutes gone in Munich. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0 on TalkSport 2. And later on today on the TalkSport channel, we've got England against Denmark at 5, Italy against Spain at 8. Played in here towards Vlahovic on the edge of the Slovenian area, and he was trying to hold it up and trying to turn, but Slovenia were on him immediately, and they've cleared into Serbian territory. But here comes Serbia again, down the right this time. Low ball from Živkovic, again towards Vlahovic on the edge of the area, trying to turn. Can he get the shot away? No, he can't, but he can spread the play towards Mladenovic. Down by the corner flag on the far side, the Serbian left. He lays it off for Mitrovic in his orange boots. Now it's back with Ilic. Serbia trying to work their way through. Left corner of the penalty area with Vlahovic. And it goes to Lukic. He lets it run though to Ilic. Patience here from Serbia, and that's nice. Lukic finds Ilic in a really poor cross. Easily cleared by Drkušić. And that should have been a much better cross.
It should have, but much better play. Do you see there how they're playing it into their centre forward? But then now the support has to be quicker. When you know you're going into that number 9, midfield players, get behind them, support them.
Ilic with the cross from the left-hand side and a diving header from Vlahovic. Sees the ball go straight to Oblak. That's by far the best that Serbia have created. A quick throw. Ilic's cross, left-footed. And there was Vlahovic around about 10 yards out with the diving header. And it was straight at Oblak.
Yeah, and how easy was that as well? You know, quick throw in, Slovenia switch off, but the 2 number 9s are always in the box. You know that if you get the ball into the box, one of them will get on the end of it. I think it's something like 33% of Serbia's goals in qualifying have come from headers. So get the ball in the box to your big strikers.
Tashtawi has done her homework, indeed. 5 of Serbia's 15 goals in qualifying were scored with headers. They finished second in their qualification group, lost home and away to Hungary, but finished 3 points clear of third place Montenegro. They were the only team in their section to score in all 8 of their qualifiers. 28th minute in Munich, live Euro 2024 football on TalkSport 2. And it is Slovenia 0, Serbia 0 with Kevin Hatchard and the former England striker Tashtawi. It's with Dirkušić in the centre-back position for Slovenia. Sweeps it across to Janja.
What Serbia have done really well there is actually in that period they've rode the wave now, so now they've been able to gain momentum.
Good charging run by Janja out to the left hand side, and Mlakar low cross into the box. There were 3 white shirts to aim for, he didn't find any of them, and Serbia able to clear, and then Biol comes across to Mitrovic and sends him to the turf. The referee is Tvan Kovac, not too happy with that, but it's a free kick and nothing more than that.
Yeah, good doubling up there by Slovenia, and they have to. You know, the 2 centre forwards for Serbia, that is their strength. Hold up play, big old school centre forwards. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, it's a professional foul.
Do you just watch footage at home of players holding the ball up?
Oh, I love
strikers?
it. Yeah, that was me. You know, old school. I wasn't quick, I wasn't skillful, but I was just an old school centre forward. You know, your Alan Shearers, Foxes in the boxes, and Mitrovic for me is exactly like that.
Has been an excellent performance in that respect from Mitrovic, but he's had no chances to speak of so far. But here's Živkovic racing down the right for Serbia, finding his captain Dusan Tadic. Tadic with a bit of twinkle-toe play just to skip away from the challenge, but they really stuck to their guns there, Slovenia. They are so solid in that 4-4-2. Play through as if you dare. Here is Pavlovic though, trying to do just that, playing between the lines, finding Vlahovic 35 yards out, dead centre. Crafts a lovely left-footed pass to the far touchline of Mladenovic. He lays it off for Lukic. Low ball to the edge of the area, and it wasn't held up there by Vlahovic. It skipped away from the Juventus striker and went all the way through to Jan Oblak.
It's better though, much better from Serbia. You can see what their game plan is now. At the beginning of the game you couldn't see what they were trying to do, but now they're getting their 2 centre forwards much more involved, working off them. You can hear the crowd responding to that.
Half an hour gone, and Serbia have been able to win themselves a corner down the right hand side, and the big boys from the back are jogging into the penalty area. Milenkovic, Pavlovic, Velkovic, all a danger from this kind of scenario. 0-0 between Slovenia and Serbia, their second game each of Euro 2024. All kinds of pushing and shoving. Mitrovic is being protected by his own players here. It's played in towards the near post, and it found the far post and nearly Mitrovic and went behind. He wants another corner, and that was dangerous. Slovenia got away with it really, flicked on at the near post, and it just cleared the far.
How has that not gone in? Yeah, I'm looking at the highlights now, and Mitrovic, how has he not got on the end of that? It's gone all the way through, no one's touched it, and I think it's actually just got a nick then off the Slovenia defender. I think that should actually be another corner there. Or maybe it's evaded everyone, but I'm surprised Mitrovic hasn't thrown himself there more, wanted it a bit more.
Mlakar's done brilliantly actually. He was really tight to him, he threw a leg at it, and that just put off Mitrovic. He couldn't quite duck into that header as he wanted to, and Mlakar deserves credit for that. Well won by Elchnik in midfield for Slovenia, and he's moving forward with purpose here, 25 yards out. Mlakar plays it square, nice little drop of the shoulder from Stojanovic. Mlakar again, finds Sporar, left edge of the penalty area, curling cross, quick header away by Pavlovic, excellent from him. And this is a real game, real desire from both teams to get forwards. There's a ragged edge to the game that makes it all the more entertaining. And we hope you're enjoying it here on TalkSport 2, even though there have been no goals. Plenty of intrigue in this one. This regional rivalry between Slovenia and Serbia. Slovenia did face Serbia in the guise of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Serbia part of that effort, and it was an extraordinary game back in Euro 2000. Slovenia went 3-0 up but collapsed to draw 3-3. They conceded 3 goals in 6 minutes. Alexander Mitrovic ahead of this game was talking about it and said it's an iconic game that kids of that generation remember. Mlakar with a little 1-2 on the edge of the area for Slovenia, drifts it into the penalty area right-footed. Nobody was on his wavelength there. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now.
Well, I'm struggling to catch a breath here, the way that this game's being played, and I love that. It's two teams that are going out to win it. You know, none of this just seeing it for a draw to try and get points on the board. You know, both teams, you can tell, intention-wise, they want the 3 points today. Slovenia know if they get the 3 points, and that's pretty much hopefully them through. Serbia know they must get the 3 points today to have any chance of going through.
Both teams looking to make history. Slovenia yet to win a game in the European Championship finals, drawn 3 and lost the other. Their first appearance at the final since Euro 2000. Serbia as an independent nation in their first Euro 2024 campaign, their first European Championship finals campaign. Forward by Pavlovic down the left for Serbia. And Slovenia working really hard down their right to win that ball back. That was excellent from Petar Stojanovic, who backs up Jan Kaliničnik really well on that side. They work as a team, something that's really stood out in Slovenia's action so far at Euro 2024. It's a unit, and they understand where each other needs to be. Here's Mlakar, who does have more of a free roll actually, coming in off that left-hand side, but he loses that as he was looking for Cherin. But they do interchange well, don't they?
You're spot on though, that they're the smallest nation in the tournament, the lowest ranked nation. So if they're going to progress, they know that their togetherness has to be better than anyone's. You know, they really are the underdogs of this tournament, and I think the most successful teams are the one that really do have that togetherness. Everyone knows their role. It's a real strong camaraderie, and you can see that in the Slovenia team.
Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Live Euro 2024 football on TalkSport 2. And here is Andrija Živkovic, the right wing back for Serbia. Comes in off the near touchline, drifts it almost like a golf shot out to the far side and finds Mladenovic. Now Pavlovic back to Mladenovic, and he tries to slide it down that side. He plays it straight to Kaliničnik, the right back for Slovenia, and now the white-shirted Slovenians can look to build as Biol helps it back to Jan Oblak, who's just the one meaningful save to make so far from Dusan Vlahovic. And the ball goes out on the far side. Football still to come on the TalkSport network. Denmark against England from 5, presented by Adrian Durham. Jim Proudfoot, your commentator, alongside the former England captain Stuart Pearce. And then 8 o'clock kick-off, Spain against Italy, also on TalkSport. Natalie Sawyer bringing you that one with commentary from Alex Crook and the former West Ham boss Alan Pardew. Janja with the cross from the left-hand side for Slovenia. And it was blocked by Živkovic. They've got a good battle going on, those two, at the moment. And Janja will wind up a long one here. He's just moving the advertising hoarding back as far as it will go. There's not much give in it. I'm not sure what he's really achieved by doing that. He's still trying to move it.
This throw is a weapon, by the way. He can hit the penalty spot. He's got some real distance on it.
He's trying to dry his hands on it as well. Here is Janja's throw. towards the 6-yard box. It was a wonderful throw. Janja on the follow-up. Mlakar with a volley that was never really convincing. Just dribbled almost apologetically into the penalty area, and Serbia able to clear. It's been a game of real promise in an attacking sense, but neither goalkeeper beaten so far as Jan Oblak hammers it towards halfway onto the chest of Janja. Was so heavily involved from left back for Slovenia. Now Cherin out to Mlakar. He's got himself into some dangerous positions so far for Slovenia, Jan Mlakar. Twice a Croatian Cup winner with Hajduk Splits. Was on the books of Brighton at one stage, Mlakar, but didn't make a breakthrough. Here's Cherin, dead centre, 30 yards out for Slovenia. Out to Janja, tight to the left touchline, low ball into the box. That's cleared well by Serbia. Now on the follow-up, here's Elshnik, low ball, it's come back to him. Elshnik into the area, off the post, and now Šeško blazes it over on the follow-up, and that's the closest that Slovenia have come. Timmy Elshnik wriggling his way into the penalty area. His shot hit the post, and the rebound fell to Šeško, and he couldn't hit the target.
I cannot believe he hasn't hit the target. It is brilliant play by Cherin there, and so unlucky to hit the post. And if you wanted to fall to anyone, you want to fall to that man, Šeško, who normally has so much composure. He could have even taken a touch, he had that much time, but he's off balance, he's leaning back. You can see there the touch isn't bad, but then he just has leant back. You know, that should really be a goal. That should be 1-0 to Slovenia.
It was wonderful play from Timmy Elshnik in the first place. He got a bit of luck with the way the ball broke to him, but then he wriggled into the penalty area, cut across it with his right foot, beat the goalkeeper and hit the post. And then Šeško off target. At the other end, Vlahovic has just been fouled by Janja in a dangerous area. It's around about 22 yards from goal, inside left channel. And Vlahovic was too hot to handle for Janja there.
Yeah, and it's interesting. A few minutes ago, I was looking at Vlahovic's body language, and it was quite poor. You know, because you spoke earlier. He's been asking to do a lot of defensive work, and he doesn't want to do that. He's a centre forward. He wants to be higher up the pitch, creating, scoring goals. And him and Mitrovic have been asked to do a lot of defensive work. But that's fascinating for me. Who is going to win that battle up front? The likes of Biol versus Mitrovic and Janja, and I love it. I'm with a smile on my face right now because I love that battle between old school centre half and old school centre forward.
It's actually been placed a little bit further out than I initially thought, and that might help Serbia here. Vlahovic and Tadic stood over it, inside left channel. Big deep breath from Vlahovic. He can hit them from here. Left-footed Vlahovic straight into the wall. He'll go for the follow-up, and that hits the wall as well. And all a bit of an anti-climax from Dusan Vlahovic, who is cutting a frustrated figure in the opening 39 minutes here. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2. And from Elshnik. It's bobbling around midfield. Vlahovic nods it down to Živkovic. Živkovic running down the inside right channel, finds Vlahovic, comes in on his left foot. Dusan Vlahovic. Can one of these teams nudge in front before half-time? Slovenia have been by quite a distance the more dangerous of the two teams, but they haven't made the most of that. And now it's with Mladenovic for Serbia, tight to the left touchline, midway inside the Slovenian half.
First goal is going to be crucial today, absolutely crucial. I can feel it. Whoever gets the first goal here, I think will go on and win the game.
Živkovic comes in off the right touchline, low ball into Vlahovic, tried to flick it on for Tadic, but Slovenia stays strong and defend well. And they want a free kick there. They're not going to get one in midfield. The referee, Istvan Kovac, telling Stojanovic to get to his feet. Here comes Serbia down the right-hand side with Mitrovic having to come wide to get involved. Found Tadic in the area. Tadic twisting, turning, couldn't get the shot away. Didn't look as though it was there for him to curl it left-footed, but he turned down that opportunity. And Slovenia were able to clear.
I don't know why he did. He did all the hard work, half a yard on his strong left foot. That's open there to the shape shot far corner into the right-hand side, and he tried to do much. He goes back onto his right, and that's an opportunity missed there. And I think that has been the big thing that I've noticed so far in this game. Final third just hasn't been good enough.
It's just surprising considering the quality both teams have. in that area. Here's Živković again for Serbia. Loves to race down the right footed cross towards the far post. There was nobody coming in. Vlahovic went to ground but didn't get the decision. Only half clear to Lukic though. He works it to the right hand side for Serbia, and here is Živković onto his favoured left foot. Curling cross in. It's loose. Can they finish? Mitrovic with the effort. That's charged down. For once he had a clear side of goal, and now right foot shot in the follow-up, which is blocked, but the whistle has gone. And Alexander Mitrovic, with the ball at his feet at close range, could not find a way through. Jan Oblak and company able to stand strong.
It's all going on. You know, it's brilliant play again. Pressure, getting balls into the box, big centre forwards causing problems. Vlahovic does great to shield the ball, and you think it's a goal. But again, Oblak there, when it matters, making a big save. Personally, I think he needs to dink it. You know, here the goalie spreading himself, dink it over him. I know it's easier said than done when he's falling over, but, you know, absolutely brilliant save there.
My suspicion is that wouldn't have counted. I think Živković was maybe just offside when it was played to him on the right hand side, and it looked as though Mitrovic was possibly beyond the last man as well. We'll never have to know now because of Oblak's intervention. But that's a scare for Slovenia, and Slovenia at the other end have just won themselves a free kick. Milenkovic has brought down Šporar. 42 on the watch. In Munich, Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Slovenia with 1 point so far from their 1-1 draw with Denmark. Serbia yet to get on the scoreboards after their 1-0 defeat to England. Slovenia with this free kick inside left channel. Cherin is over it. Cherin just floats it into the penalty area, headed up but not really away. And they were scrambling there, Serbia, but they have been able to bring it clear here with Lukic on the far side. He just jinxed in field. Excellent play from Sasha Lukic. It's a great run. Eating up the ground. Works it to Mladenovic. His cross towards Mitrovic. Only half cleared, and on the follow-up the shot is blocked. And Slovenia survive, and now they'll try and bring it away. Kaliničnik just in front of the centre circle. Finds Šporar. Šporar's been quiet so far. Plays it out to Cherin. Cherin with the right-footed ball into the area, and it was deflected, and it'll be a corner. It nearly came to Kaliničnik on the far post, actually, but the ball goes out for a corner.
I tell you what a block that was there by the centre half. I think it was number 10. Yeah, brilliant block there to prevent a goal. You know, it's end-to-end, isn't it? This game has everything. Posts getting hit, opportunities. You know, again, I just love the way that both teams are playing this game.
How is it still goalless? Commentators curse this, but I can tell you none of Slovenia's last 22 matches have ended goalless. You might curse me for that at the end of the game, but hopefully not. We're moving towards the final minute of normal time at the end of a really intriguing first half between Slovenia and Serbia. Adam Cherin to take this corner for Slovenia. Right-footed from the left-hand side. Goalkeeper comes and punches. He punched down, really, Rajkovic, but he got away with it. Cleared the box. It's played back in by Cherin. Goalkeeper got stuck underneath that, but it sails over his head and goes behind for a goal kick.
And again, another wasted set piece, and I think that's been the story for both teams, if I'm being completely honest. Serbia would have loved to have done more. We know how strong they are in the air. But Slovenia as well, normally they're so good from set pieces with the likes of Elšnik, Cherin, but they have been poor. They'll definitely want to focus on being better in the second half at that.
The Slovenian coach Matjaž Kek certainly gets points for persistence. It's his second spell in charge, having failed to qualify for Euro 2008, Euro 2012 and Euro 2020. Finally, he's got his nation to a Euros finals. He also led Slovenia to the World Cup in 2010, which was seen as a real landmark moment for the country in terms of their football. And he's a very successful coach in general. Won the league in Slovenia with Maribor, and against the odds won the Croatian title with Rijeka. Here's Živković for Serbia, charging down the inside right channel into the box. It's a great run, but then he just stopped and he allowed Bijol to make the challenge, and he's angry with himself, Živković, because he just froze. It will be a corner.
Bijol, brilliant again. He had to do more though. Just shift the ball half a yard and get your shot off.
Živković from the short corner plays it to the far post, headed down by Mitrovic and wide of the target. We are 30 seconds into the only minute of added time at the end of the half. It remains 0-0.
Yeah, Mitrovic just saying there, just slow down, calm down a bit. They've taken a quick corner. Actually, no one's set up, no one's ready. Wasted opportunity again.
It's been that kind of half. There have been moments for both teams which they've not made the most of, but Slovenia have certainly come the closest. The effort from Timi Elshnik rattling the woodwork, and then Šeško missing the target on the rebound, and the referee calls a halt to the first half. It's been lively. It'll be Serbia to kick us off in the second period, playing from right to left, all in red. Slovenia attacking the goal away to the right-hand side, all in white. Tashdawi, what do you make of that substitution?
Yeah, I think it says a lot, to be honest. I think it shows that they need to go and get this win now, and I think it's important. And I think Serbia can take a lot of promise from the first half, because I think actually first 20 minutes they were really poor, but then grew into the game and actually problem solved a lot with the press that I spoke about that they were struggling with, and actually had some really good chances. So I think a change had to be made, and good intentions there.
No changes for Slovenia. Slovenia with Oblak in goal, Karaničnik, Dirkušić, Biol and Janja at the back, Stojanovic, Elshnik, Čerin and Mlakar in midfield, Šporar and Šeško up front. Serbia with Rajkovic in goal, Pavlovic, Milenkovic, Velkovic at the back, Gacinovic, Lukic, Ilic and Živkovic in midfield, with Tadic in the number 10 role just in behind Mitrovic and Vlahovic. Here comes Slovenia with Šeško, who scored in his final 7 Bundesliga appearances of the campaign for RB Leipzig. Got 23 goals for club and country this season, got 22 the season before. He is just 21 years old.
Scary.
Getting younger and younger, these superstar players. Here comes Serbia with a long ball towards Tadic. It's not the kind of ball that Dusan Tadic thrives on, really, but here's Mitrovic picking up the pieces, edge of the area, finds it again. Mitrovic, brilliant save by Oblak, stood up so strong at the near post, and Mitrovic is denied. Great work between him and Tadic on the edge of the area, and Mitrovic is denied by Oblak.
It's just a wall. You cannot get past him. And as a centre forward, it's a brilliant ball by Tadic. Perfectly weighted pass. Mitrovic, again, I challenge him. You know, it's hit him straight at the keeper, and he does make himself so big, but far corner. That is wide open. Can he look to aim it there a little bit more? And that's 2 chances now that Mitrovic, in my opinion, should be scoring.
He is their main man. 58 international goals for Serbia. Scored twice at the World Cup in Qatar. Got 5 goals in 7 qualifiers. He's got 40 goals in all competitions for Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. They won the league, they won the cup, but he couldn't find the net there. Denied by Jan Oblak. We're in the 48th minute in Munich. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Both teams have tested the opposite goalkeepers. And Slovenia, if you're just joining us, hit the post in the first half. Timi Elshnik, the former Derby County player, rattling the woodwork. He had a few years in English football, Elshnik, actually. Signed for Derby as a youngster. He was loaned out to Swindon, Mansfield and Northampton. And plays his football for Olimpia Ljubljana. He was a double winner with them.
I definitely think Dragan Stojkovic, though, would have been happy with the way that they've come out these first 3 minutes. You know, that's all you can ask. Momentum-wise, let's go out, let's get an early opportunity. And within 2 minutes, they've had to make the Slovenia keeper, Oblak, make a huge save. So now can they build on that momentum?
Dragan Stojkovic, the Serbian coach, a living legend in Serbian football, played in 7 European Championship finals matches. Remarkably featured in 1984 as a 19-year-old and 2000 as a 35-year-old. Here's Tadic, low ball to the edge of the Slovenian area towards Mitrovic, well defended, but here they come again. Gacinovic, the half-time substitute, just curls it out to the far side and finds Ilic now. Ilic with a low ball out to the left-hand side, and Gacinovic again. He'll take on Karaničnik. Curling cross to the far post, and it is sliced just wide of that far post by the big centre-back Jakub Biol, who must have had his heart in his mouth. It's behind for a corner. It could so easily have been an own goal.
Serbia have come out. They have come out in this second half looking a different team. And Biol had to get some sort of contact because the striker's there lurking on his shoulder. He's just very lucky that contact hasn't gone into the goal there. But actually good defending by him. Right position, right time to clear it.
Corner for Serbia on the far side, the right, as we look at it. And they've got big targets to aim for again. Milenkovic on the move, the big centre-back. Pavlovic on the far post. It's delivered towards the near post. Headed away to the edge of the area. Gacinovic will collect it. Picks up the pieces on the edge of the area and goes back to Lukic now. Serbia looking strong in the opening 5 minutes of this second half in Munich. Tadic now, left-footed ball into the area, and the header is over the top from Mitrovic. That's the kind of cross he thrives on. He was under pressure from the defender. It took a flick off the defender. It'll be another Serbian corner.
He's not going to get many more of these opportunities, and he has to start taking one of them. It's brilliant positioning, brilliant ball in by Tadic, and Karničnik there, really, really good defending one-on-one. It's not often that Mitrovic gets beat to them kind of balls, but how many opportunities now has the big centre forward had, and he hasn't put his team 1-0 up yet.
We've got a problem here, Slovenia. Eric Janja is down. He's just shown the referee his shin, suggesting that he's been caught somewhere along the line. But Serbia with arguably their best spell of the game so far. And Tash, this is what we expected to see from them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's easier said than done though, because this Slovenia team are a good team. So it just shows, and this is what I've loved about this game as well, is the momentum, the ebbs and flows. First half Slovenia starting well, then Serbia probably finishing the half the strongest, and they've definitely now taken that momentum into this second half.
Janja's hobbled off, so they're down to 10 men at the moment to defend this corner. So many players in front of the goalkeeper Jan Oblak here. Whipped in by Tadic. Goalkeeper comes and fists it away. Did well through traffic there, Jan Oblak. Živkovic collects onto his left foot. Reverse pass to find Tadic down by the corner flag. Floats it into the penalty area. It's over the head of Vlahovic. Couldn't quite bring it down. He's chased by Karničnik, who did really, really well. Not only to win it, but to then win the free kick. It's a bit of a visible mismatch. Vlahovic is a big, big guy, but Karničnik did well.
Yeah, he did. I actually think if Vlahovic had got his head up a little bit quicker there, he could have just set it back to his supporting fullback that's there, but he tries a bit too much there. Wants to try to do it on his own. I think that's a poor decision actually by the number 7.
It's the first of 3 games at Euro 2024 today. You'll hear every kick across the TalkSport network. Live commentary of the 5 o'clock kickoff between England and Denmark. As the ball is played towards Šeško, racing away, and Veljkovic tried to affect him, and he managed to just move across the path of Šeško. The flag's up anyway, and Veljkovic was a little relieved. He did manage to just shove Šeško out of the way, but to start with, it looked as though Šeško was going to be able to race away and score.
It did, and brilliant centre-forward play firstly by Spora. He had no right there to win that challenge, to hold it up, to roll, to then play Šeško in, and them two in particular, the way that they link up. I love the way the number 9 and number 11 both play together, and actually I think it's a foul on Spora, so now I think they've got a free kick.
And they've gone back to give this free kick. The other game today, by the way, Italy against Spain. Live commentary on TalkSport from 8. We do spoil you, don't we? We'll hear every kick of Euro 2024 on the TalkSport network. 53 minutes gone in this one. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. And the second goalless first half after Portugal against Czech Republic. Space here for Stojanovic for Slovenia, the number 20. Works it out to Janja, who's back with us after that injury. Forward to Mlakar, down with the corner flag on the far side, the Slovenian left, as Slovenia looked to build patiently. Team that came closest to scoring in the first half. Mlakar on the move, but the referee has actually pulled it back for a free kick, but it did look as though there was an advantage to be had there.
Play the advantage, referee. I mean, that's poor refereeing in my opinion. He does brilliant to nutmeg him, and it is a foul. But you can see here that McClar is away, in a good position, edge of the box there. And I don't think the fans or the Slovenia team are very happy with that call whatsoever.
It's Sasha Lukic who's been shown the yellow cards. It's the second caution that Serbia have received. Mladenovic got the first one, and he was given the hook at half-time, which I think played into Dragan Stojkovic's thinking. And Slovenia with this free kick, inside left channel, long way from goal, but a chance for Cherin to deliver. He floats it towards the edge of the area. The header from Viol was towards goal, but easily cleared by Serbia. And then Gacinovic looks as though he's going to let that run out, but he's banged it down the line. And Slovenia have it again with Karničnik. Remember, Slovenia have 1 point after their draw with Denmark. Serbia have none after they were beaten by England. Serbia were much better in the second half against England than they were in the first. I wonder if we're going to see that pattern again.
Yeah, I mean, they would hope so. And against a team, a nation that definitely isn't as strong and highly ranked, so they'd fancy their chances more. But I think you can see both teams now, 0-0. They're kind of, it's like a chess game, isn't it? When to go, when not to go. You can see the momentum. Who's going to be bravest to gamble? I think that's going to be the biggest challenge. And I honestly think the first guy, I've said it a number of times now, but just how tight this game is, I think whoever can be bravest is going to then benefit the most.
It's an argument to say that this is a big opportunity for Slovenia because they'll look at the fact their final game is against England, and that in theory should be by far their hardest game of the group. So their chances of progress maybe rely on getting a win from this game. Lots of twists and turns still to come, of course. But you get the feeling that these two teams really do need to put the foot on the accelerator in what remains of the game. High ball towards the edge of the Slovenian area. Strong header away by Dirkušić. Falls to Tadic though. Wide on the right hand side, the far side as we look at it. For Serbia onto his left foot. Plays the reverse pass and the cross is deflected from Živković. It goes behind off Janja for a Serbian corner.
Yeah, now it's down to Slovenia to weather the storm, just like what Serbia had to do in long spells in the first half, and they have been the strongest in these first opening 10 minutes, but Slovenia holding strong.
Dusan Tadic, 14 assists for Fenerbahce at club level this season. What can he come up with here from this corner for Serbia? High hanging ball, the heads go up, Oblak punches not very far, but the ball was hooked clear by Cherin and then collected in midfield by Ivan Ilic, who was on the books of Manchester City, the Serbia midfielder at one stage. Didn't make a breakthrough, found success in Italian football, first with Verona and then Torino, and he's on the ball now, the number 17 for Serbia. 57th minute here on Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Živković now down the far side, the right for Serbia, shuffles forwards and plays it to Tadic as they try and work it down that right hand side. Space is opened up here for Lukic, but then he was dispossessed just as he was about to pull the trigger. Slovenia have defended their box really well at times. Here is Strahinja Pavlovic. He finds Milenkovic as Serbia look to reset, look to make something happen. They've started to target that right-hand side.
Yeah, they absolutely have, and they're doing really well. Actually, they're doing exactly what Slovenia did first half with the counter-press.
And here is Tadic, right edge of the area. He's got support here. Look for Mitrovic. It's only half cleared, but Slovenia are able to play it out from the back, and now they've got space with Šeško. Šeško to try and open up his legs, and he finds Elšnik. Back out to Šeško. Milenkovic the company. Left corner of the penalty area. Right foot shot, and that's tipped over the top by Rajkovic. Benjamin Šeško finding the space. He was looking for that top corner, and Rajkovic flew through the air and denied it.
And that's what I love about this centre forward. Misses an opportunity in the first half that he should be scoring, but he isn't afraid to take on a shot again from distance, and it's a much better effort and actually really makes the keeper Rajkovic make a big strong hand to put it over. That's a really nice counter-attack. That's just literally classic Slovenia.
So corner here for Slovenia. Benjamin Šeško had a couple of wonderful efforts against Denmark, one that whistled wide, one that hit the post, and he's tested Predrag Rajkovic there, and Rajkovic has absolutely justified his selection in the last couple of games. 59th minute, Slovenia 0, Serbia 0, Slovenia's corner, and it will be Cherin to take it. It'll be an outswinger, right-footed, goes low towards the near post. Stojanovic tried to flick it, and they've lost it here, and Serbia can break. Attempted ball over the top for Živković, the right wing back. Oh, and Kalinic not with the best of back passes to Oblak. I don't think he appreciated that, but he managed to get there in time, and now Slovenia can calm it down. Oblak over the head of Živković, who was trying to press, and now Kalinic very calmly has broken through that press and hits long for Sporar, who's beaten to it by Milenkovic. It is bubbling up nicely, this one, here on TalkSport 2. All set for a dramatic finale. And Slovenia chase their first ever win in a European Championship finals game, and Serbia competing in European Championship finals for the first time as an independent nation, so it would be their first win if they could grab it, but it's still 0-0.
I think as well what's going to be really interesting is from a managerial point of view, the changes. When are the changes going to be made? How many? The impact. You look at the bench, there's some players there that can really impact this game.
Space here on the left-hand side for Janja. His cross is blocked. Eric Janja has been such an important part of their attacking moves down that left-hand side. Here's Elshnik, left-footed ball into the penalty area. It's over the head of Šeško, but he should be able to collect it and does. It's got Pavlovic for company. Tries to play a 1-2. Then there's a shoulder charge between Pavlovic and Šeško, two big men going toe-to-toe, and the referee said that was okay.
Love that, absolutely love that. But again, going back to the squad though, but both of these teams, especially Slovenia, know that the squad probably isn't as strong as others, and they're going to rely probably mainly on the starting 11. So I think that's why squad rotation is key, because later on in the tournament you don't want to fatigue to hit in too early. So I do think the managers need to be brave around the 60-minute mark to make some changes, freshen things up a little bit.
The voice of the former England striker Tashdawi alongside Kevin Hatchard for this one. No goals yet between Slovenia and Serbia, as Dirkušić brings it out from the back for Slovenia. These two last met in June 2022 in the Nations League and drew 2-2 in Ljubljana, Serbia squandering a 2-0 lead. Serbia had won the reverse fixture 4-1 in Belgrade. Here is Stojanovic in off that right flank. Petar Stojanovic, Empoli player. Now Cherin. Slovenia looking to just pull the frayed ends of that Serbia midfield, see what unravels. We're going to see Luka Jovic come on for Serbia. They're going to make another change. Jovic, the player who didn't quite make the grade at Real Madrid but has had success elsewhere, has been scoring goals in Italy for Milan, did so in Germany for Eintracht Frankfurt in a couple of spells with the Eagles. He's ready to come on.
Is a player that can definitely have an impact, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see Mitrovic come off. That's what happened last game as well, around the 60-minute mark, and that's where sometimes I question maybe the fitness levels of Mitrovic, because he's your captain. You want him to be staying on the pitch for 90 minutes. You want him to be heavily involved. He's like a Harry Kane of the England team, so I think yes, rotation is key, but is he fully fit? But yeah, absolutely, Jovic, what a player. Really good season at Milan, plenty of goals, and someone that I think can definitely impact this game in a strong way for Serbia.
Vlahovic was trying to run the channel there ahead of Biol, didn't manage to do it. It's going to be a double change here for Serbia. They're going to bring on Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and Luka Jovic. It was a bit of a surprise that Milinkovic-Savic was left out, and the Serbian double change is alongside a Slovenian change as well. Jan Mlakar will go off, and the defensive midfielder Jon Gorenc Stankovic, who plays his football for Sturm Graz in Austria, will come on. So Mlakar is off. Vlahovic making way for Luka Jovic, and Sasha Lukic is the other player going off to be replaced by Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. So Serbia are going for it. Lukic is a defensively minded central midfielder, doesn't look happy about coming off, but if you're replaced by Milinkovic-Savic, one of Serbia's best players, can't really argue.
No, a few of those players look not happy at all. Vlahovic as well coming off, and I know how that feels as a centre forward, when your team's 0-0 and when you know you need to win the game and you want to help that team. When you get subbed with 30 minutes to go, which are probably the most important time of the game, it really does hurt, and you can see that by a lot of reactions.
Here comes Serbia down the right-hand side, twisting, turning. Zivkovic has been lively on that right flank, comes in on his favoured left foot, plays it into the feet of Tadic in the penalty area, but they stand strong there to Slovenia and clear long towards Sporar. It's been starved of service really, skips away from the challenge of Pavlovic. Sporar twisting, turning, 30 yards out dead centre. Now Stojanovic on the follow-up, trying to wriggle his way into the penalty area, goes down. Referee says get up. And now Serbia breaking at the other end, looking for Mitrovic. Comes here to Živkovic, Jovic, Mitrovic, right foot volley, and that is over the crossbar. And that was a big opportunity for Mitrovic. He's had a few now, and that one over the crossbar. You are listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
That's 4 efforts now for Mitrovic, and again, it's the technique that's letting him down. It's the half volley there, he's slicing at it. Yeah, and you can see Kek there, the manager for Slovenia, is not happy whatsoever with how easy that opportunity was. Centre half, Durkovic switching off as well, didn't even realise Mitrovic was on his shoulder there. This game now, you can tell last 30 minutes becoming more and more open because both teams feel like they have to win it.
Who does that suit, do you think, Tash?
Good question. I'd probably say Slovenia because I do think Serbia have to win it. You know, they have to. But really, for me, both teams, in my opinion, have to win it. Like you said with the point with Slovenia playing England, I think really both teams will see points dropped if they don't come away with the 3 points today.
It's a game that's up for grabs. 2 games to come on the TalkSport network. England against Denmark. 5 o'clock kickoff. Jim Proudfoot and the former England captain Stuart Pearce, the commentators for that one. And Alex Crook and Alan Pardew will bring you Italy against Spain. 8 o'clock kickoff on TalkSport. Space here for Gacinovic, left edge of the penalty area, and that's an awful cross by him. Just got right underneath it, apologises instantly, but Dragan Stojkovic puts his head in his hands. And considering what a good player he was in his day, he has high standards.
Yeah, he's saying, get me on that pitch. I'll show you how to whip in a ball. Yeah, but he did everything right. Again, it's the cross-field pass. Beautiful. The touch. Kills it dead all the time in the world. And goes and kicks it off the pitch. And look, they're human beings. They're not robots at the end of the day. But these opportunities, you know, both teams have been so wasteful in the final third, which really surprises me. Your point earlier, that's where I thought the quality would be in the final third. But I think that's what's let both teams down.
This is the big stage. Here's Stojanovic. He's found a seam of space. Down the inside right channel goes down. Referee took a long look at that. Stojanovic feels he was bundled over for a penalty, but the referee disagrees and is just gently urging Petar Stojanovic of Slovenia to get to his feet.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely did shoulder to shoulder 50-50, but not enough. It's actually really good defending by Pavlovic there. You can just see he's stronger. Yeah, he's actually off balance, Stojanovic there, and it's a great run. But no, that's not a penalty, even though he looks like amazed that it's not.
Pavlovic has had a much better game than he had against England, although to be fair, he hasn't had to deal with Bukayo Saka.
He's one to watch, you know, when I was doing a little bit of my research, he's definitely one to watch. He's been highlighted, so I've really enjoyed following him and watching him.
Bit of space here for Gacinovic inside left channel for Serbia in the Slovenian half, but yet again Serbia just give the ball away cheaply. Here's Elshnik. He's had an excellent game in central midfield for Slovenia, but then commentators curse. He gives the ball away instantly. It's amazing.
Why does that always happen?
It's amazing how powerful that curse is. If only I could use it for good. Bit of space here for Gacinovic, and he's overrun it. He's having a bit of a nightmare at the moment. Ran straight into Kaliničnik, and he skips away from Milinkovic-Savic. Rolls it out to the left-hand side now for Elshnik. Space here for Slovenia down the left. Elshnik has the overlapping run, but plays the cross in, and it's touched home at the far post. Jan Kaliničnik puts Slovenia in front. It could prove to be a historic goal, and finally we have a breakthrough. The cross from the left, and the right back Kaliničnik snuck in, and he makes it Slovenia 1, Serbia 0.
He started it off and he finished it off. What a brilliant goal. And for me, he's been one of the best players today. Brilliant play. Nicks it to start. Brilliant run. Penetrates. Plays it out wide. And then as a fullback, doesn't just think, okay, I've done my job. I'll carry on and I'll get into the box. And he continues his run and fully deserves the goal to put Slovenia 1-0 up and to get his third international goal. I tell you what, it is a brilliant finish. And what a ball, by the way, as well.
It was an excellent piece of play, and they just did not see him coming. Elshnik, who we said has had a great game with a perfect cross. Milinkovic-Savic realised far too late that Kaliničnik was on the move.
That's not an easy finish, by the way, either. He's made that look a lot easier than what it actually is. Eye on the ball, could easily switch off, not connect the way you have to, finish like a real centre forward there.
these uppity fullbacks looking like centre forwards.
And do you know what? Against the run of play, in my opinion, as well, I actually think Serbia started the second half a lot stronger. But again, Slovenia don't mind. You have the ball. We're used to this.
Here comes Serbia at the other end. Jovic, barrel-chested, stocky striker, but he's given away a free kick. Luka Jovic, player who once scored 5 goals in one Bundesliga game for Eintracht Frankfurt. Got 9 goals in all competitions for Milan this season, but he's part of a Serbia team that is suddenly on the back foot, and I can tell you there are thousands and thousands of Slovenia fans in the stadium bouncing with utter joy because they can see their way to a first ever victory at the European Championship finals. The picture is very different for the Serbian fans. They are looking disconsolate at the moment. Their team has had chances, hasn't taken them, and suddenly they are behind.
What a story, though. You know, and I think you can see they're playing with such freedom, no pressure. No one expects them to do anything in this tournament, and they've definitely shown what they're capable of.
Can't mathematically qualify if they win today, but it's very rare for 4 points to not be enough, given the fact that the best 4 third place teams go through. Serbia behind the 8 ball here, but they have it on the right hand side. Nice little turn and a right footed cross, and then swept onto the crossbar by Mitrovic from close range. He cannot believe it. The bar is still reverberating. He pushed off his defender, and it actually deflected off Kalinic onto the bar, but Oblak was beaten.
It's not his day today in front of goal, Mitrovic. You know, as a striker, there's nothing worse than getting those opportunities and just not taking them time and time again. Half chances that normally he would score with his eyes closed, but again, it's good defending. The centre-half has not given him a second on the ball, but of someone of his quality, I still think he should be scoring that.
Oblak was not part of the equation, and Kalinic, having scored at one end, has maybe produced a goal-saving touch at the other. Just about got a piece of it, and Mitrovic could not believe that didn't fly beyond Oblak and in.
I think this is dangerous for Serbia as well now because they need the goal, so they're going to leave themselves a lot more open, and that is exactly what Slovenia want.
18 minutes of normal time to go. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0 on TalkSport 2 with Kevin Hatchard and the former England striker Tash Dowie. It's been a fascinating game, and we are heading for the final act. Seen plenty of drama already. Here is Strahina Pavlovic rampaging forward from centre-back, and he's carried on his run, but Serbia have lost it, and they're a man light in defence here. Sporar, the number 9 for Slovenia. It's not quite been his day. He's had to really battle, and he lost it there. And Serbia with possession back after Sporar was dispossessed. They have it now on the far side, their right, Živkovic. Now they work it to Ilic. Velkovic up from centre-back, trying to squeeze here, trying to find a way in. Gacinovic, left corner of the penalty area, but an excellent challenge by Stojanovic. They are working, they are battling, they are refusing to cede an inch of this Munich pitch, and their fans are roaring them on here. Slovenia on top, but can they stay on top? Pavlovic wide on the left for Serbia. His cross is away by Derkosic.
The only thing that's a bit concerning now is Slovenia have almost like a back 6.
Cross in here from Velkovic. That's headed away by Bior. So strong in the air. Jaka Bior. And now Cherin trying to run it clear, but he ran straight into Ilic, and Serbia trying to build something on the right, but there's always a Slovenian boot or a Slovenian head in the way. But here's Tadic trying to get away. Dusan Tadic, edge of the D, and he's had the free kick given for the first challenge. The referee tried to play advantage.
Yeah, going back to that back 6, and I can understand why they're defending their lead, but there's still a 15 minutes plus stoppage time. That's too long to be able to give Serbia this much time, this much momentum with the quality of players they've got on the pitch. They still need to do what they've been doing so well, Slovenia, which is looking to obviously hit them on the counter-attack. They've been turning the ball over too easy. This is a great position now for Tadic over the ball.
It was Cherin's challenge that led led to the free kick, 25 yards out, in line with the right edge of the D, maybe a little further to the right than that. And Dusan Tadic has danced this dance before. Will he go for goal? Certainly within his range. Wearing the captain's armbands. Or will he cross it? We will see. It's Tadic. It is a cross towards the far post, and the header just drifts wide of the target. Milinkovic-Savic attacked it, rose highest, but it was a rather tame header wide of the target.
Yeah, I think if Serbia don't score today, they'll be asking themselves how and why. And you know what? A lot of the reasons why has been because of the defenders of Slovenia. Again, that actually should have been a corner. It comes off the Slovenia back of the defender's head. So yes, you could say they've missed those chances, but you've got to give credit to the Slovenia defenders the way they've thrown their bodies on the line and got blocks when it's really mattered.
Couple of changes here. We're going to see Benjamin Šeško and Petar Stojanovic go off, and they're going to bring on Jan Vipotnik and Benjamin Verbic. So a couple of changes there. Šeško has run his race for today. He's had his moments, had that long-range drive that was tipped over the top by Rajkovic. And now a bit of space straight away on the left-hand side for Slovenia, and a high ball towards Verbic in the area, brings it down, plays it into the 6-yard box, and Rajkovic is there, and that was nearly the perfect start for Benjamin Verbic, but his cross was too close to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, brought it down beautifully, didn't he? What a first touch to introduce yourself, but then again, just that final ball, and that's going to take time. As a sub, sometimes you need 5-10 minutes to actually get up to the pace of the game, but he's only got 15 minutes, so he needs to try and find his feet a little bit quicker than that. But I think with Šeško as well, maybe taking him off, it's about resting your key players, and they're 1-0 up. You know, I think they're going to need him now moving forward, hopefully in the tournament.
Verbic has come to the right-hand side for Stojanovic, and Vipotnik, who scored 10 goals for Bordeaux in the French second tier this season, has gone up front with Sporar. Verbic plays his football in Greece with Panathinaikos, but he's been around the block. Played in Denmark, Ukraine, Poland, and now Greece. And Slovenia still have this lead, given to them by Jan Karaničnik. And he's the only goal so far. He'd only ever scored against San Marino previously.
Just watching that goal back though, it's just desire. He wanted it more. You could see he was actually neck and neck with the Serbian defender, but he just wanted it. He wanted to get on the end of it more. He wanted to be the difference maker.
Predrag Rajkovic, the goalkeeper, taking a bit of a chance as he managed to turn away from trouble. And now Slovenia looking for a corner, but it doesn't quite roll that way. But the ball goes out for a throw. Matjaž Kek, the coach of Slovenia, with his hands on his hips, he is impassive, but he must be boiling inside because the excitement is really building. But as a coach, you've got to try and keep calm.
Yeah, I don't think his facial expression has changed all game, and yeah, absolutely, he's got to keep calm. You know, he's been there and he's done it, been in these situations before, and I think calm heads on the sideline are key to them being able to then transfer onto your players on the pitch and let them do what they do best.
Throw in for Slovenia, level with the edge of the Serbian penalty area on the far side, the left. It's Elshnik, who's been one of their outstanding players today. Back to Biol, who just hits it long towards the edge of the Serbian area. Kacinovic did well. Ball breaks down to Karaničnik. What can he do? He's moved into a central area, the goal scorer. Famous name in Slovenian football if his goal proves to be the winner. Here he is again, working it to Sporar, back to Karaničnik, right foot shot, and it dribbles just wide of the far post. The goalkeeper wasn't sure if that was going in.
Do you know what I was about to say? Have a go. Why not? It's opened up. If you don't shoot, you don't score. But he just doesn't connect with it well enough at all. He ends up dragging it, but I don't mind that at all. He's had a great game.
Here is Nikola Milenkovic. Played every minute of the 2018 and 22 World Cups for Serbia. Kacinovic now, left corner of the penalty area, low ball in, too close to Jan Oblak. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. It's yet another example of Serbia being in the final third and not finding the quality they needed. But they have come so close to scoring, with Alexander Mitrovic rattling the crossbar from close range. We're going to have a couple of changes here. Lazar Samajic, who's an attacking midfielder, is going to come on, and Veliko Birmancevic, who is also an attack-minded player. They're both going to come on for Serbia for what remains of the game. We're moving towards the final 10 minutes in Munich. It's getting louder and louder in this cavernous stadium. Slovenia can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Serbia running out of time. Are they going to lose their first 2 games of Euro 2024? Here's Tadic trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Works it to Živkovic, tight to the right touchline, where he's operated almost all game. Comes in his left foot, high ball towards the far post. The header is won by Kacinovic. Goalkeeper comes. Oh, they got themselves in a mess there. Oblak and Biol, but Oblak has fallen on the ball at the second attempt. That was nearly catastrophic, but Slovenia got away with it.
Yeah, it really was. And I actually think Biol might have hurt himself here a little bit. He's gone down on the floor. Oblak does well to get on the second balls. But that's what Serbia need to do more. You know, you've got someone, you're so strong in the air as a nation. You need to be getting balls into the box now. You've got 10 minutes, so it's all or nothing now.
So the first player to come off will be Andrija Živkovic, the right wing back. He'll be replaced. Veliko Birmancevic got 22 goals and 12 assists. The Sparta Prague won the double. You've got the winner in the cup as well in Czechia. So he comes on full of potential in attack. And Lazar Samajic, who is a player for Udinese, comes on for Tadic. At the age of 35, Tadic not quite able to play the full 90. Samajic was a German youth international, but converted to playing for Serbia. And he was heavily linked with a move to the Italian champions Inter, but ended up staying at Udinese.
I think this is maybe where the game has been won, in my opinion, when you look at the impact that maybe Tadic has had. Definitely had moments, but I think Shireen and Elžnik, for me, in the midfield for Slovenia have been really good, really strong, and I think they've won that midfield battle.
There'll be no pushovers for England. Slovenia, the way they played against Denmark and carried that on in this game. Here's Birmancevic off the left-hand side, and he plays it infield. Determined run by Samajic, works it to the right-hand side for Ilic. 2 substitutes heavily involved already here. Samajic trying to make space for the shots. A really good run. Left-footed shot. And it goes just wide of the far post. He didn't really catch it in the way that he would have wanted. And Jan Oblak was confident that that one was going to just bobble wide of the target.
Yeah, great effort. Oblak had it covered completely. But to go past one, to go past two. But look at the white shirts that are trying to get blocks in. You know, it's making it really hard for him to get half a yard and to see any space to really have a decent shot on goal. But good positivity there.
England against Denmark still to come on TalkSport. 5 o'clock kickoff. Jim Proudfoot and the former England captain Stuart Pearce, your commentators for that one. And then an 8 o'clock kickoff. And it really is a potential cracker between Spain and Italy. Alex Crook alongside the former West Ham and Newcastle boss Alan Pardew. Every kick of Euro 2024 coming your way on the TalkSport network. Here's Pavlovic, slides it down the inside left channel for Serbia. Out to the left wing, and Birmancevic has got Karničnik for company, and Karničnik is running on adrenaline. He could be the one who has scored the winning goal in Slovenia's first ever victory at a Euros. Here's Birmancevic though, there's work to do. Pushed over by Verbic, that was rather clumsy, and that's going to be a free kick.
Silly decision there. You know, you've got, just over 5 minutes left. You know that Serbia is strong in the air. You know that they've been a threat on set pieces all game, and he's going the wrong way, he's going away from goal. You don't need to push him there.
84 minutes gone here on TalkSport 2. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0. Jan Karničnik Jan Karličnik, I should say, with the only goal so far. Here's Bimancevic with the free kick, wide on the left, curled towards the far post, and Jan Oblak took no chances there, just palmed the ball behind for another corner.
Yeah, just looked like he misjudged that slightly. Looked like he was coming out to claim it, and then actually has maybe come out a bit too far, and luckily just got a fingertip over the bar.
So work for Slovenia to do. Can Serbia find a response that comes so close without scoring? It'll be Samajic to take this eventually. It'll be an in-swinging left-footed effort, just like Tadic was delivering earlier in the game. Lots of movement in there, whipped in with pace towards the near post and helped behind rather awkwardly, it has to be said, by Vipotnik.
I'm surprised they're crowding out the keeper though, All Black, because he's so good. He dominates the area, so I'm actually surprised that this is their tactic.
He's going to come for this, All Black. He's got at least 10 players to come through here. Trying to stand strong here, Slovenia. And it comes. Again, it's whipped in with pace. Goalkeeper fisted away from underneath his crossbar, and then it was driven goalwards from the edge of the area. Low shot, that was blocked as well. Here comes the follow-up from Samajic. Great ball in, headed away by Slovenia. They are answering all of the Serbian questions at the moment. Dragan Stojkovic, the coach of Serbia, is on his knees in silent prayer here. Now space for Ilic. Left-footed cross. He's got that hopelessly wrong. Massively overhit. He can't believe it. He had players queuing up in the box. He didn't find any of them, and it goes out for a throw-in on the far side. And actually, he's gone out for a goal kick, as it? No, it just bounced out for a throw. And
I think that just sums up Serbia's game, to be honest. Again, final ball, no pressure, overhits it when he's got good bodies in the box. And I tell you what, these minutes now, the minutes will feel like a lifetime. I've been in these situations before where you just want the whistle to blow if you're a Slovenia player, and the Serbians are praying and looking at the ref saying, please do not blow your whistle. They'll want a lot of stoppage time, put it that way.
It's been a busy and eventful day involving Serbia, because Serbia earlier on today threatened to actually quit the tournament. They said they would quit if Albania and Croatia weren't punished for alleged anti-Serb chants in the game between Albania and Croatia yesterday. So we'll see what happens with that. But on the pitch, Serbia might be heading out anyway, because they are staring down the barrel of a second consecutive defeat at Euro 2024.
It's funny what pressure does to players, players that have been there and done it and been in these tournaments and played at top level, but when time is running out, your tournament is running out, decision making is so key, and that's when you need those ice cool heads, and right now Serbia's players haven't got that.
It is amazing when you think of the chances we've had in this game for both teams, and you think of how many have fallen to Mitrovic. If you'd have asked any Serbian fan, or indeed the coach, Dragan Stojkovic, who would you want your chances to fall to, he'd be absolutely top of that list. But he's been denied a couple of times by Jan Oblak. He's hit the bar, he's blazed a shot over the top, he's had a header wide from a set piece. Cannot say he's not had his opportunities today, but he's not been able to take any of them. And Slovenia have a 1-0 lead in the 88th minute in Munich. Can Serbia find a response? Well, here are Slovenia. They're just going long when they can, looking to counter-attack. Here's Pavlovic eating up the ground with that long stride of his. For Serbia, finds Bimancevic into the penalty area. Low ball into the box, away by Jon Goran Stankovic, who has had some important blocks actually since coming on as the substitute. That low shot from the edge of the area a few minutes ago was blocked by here, Milic's effort. Here comes Serbia again down the left. Bimancevic has had lots of the ball since coming on, whips it in towards goal, but got the angle slightly wrong, and it's all the way through to Oblak, who just pouches it and does that goalkeeper's thing of just falling to the floor.
Yeah, and do you know what, as well with Slovenia, yes, they've had to buy their luck a little bit today, and they've had a lot of luck hitting the crossbar, Serbia, a few times, but I've always felt like they've been in control, and this is what I really like about this team. It's not easy to go into games, having to defend, sitting in that 4-4-2 like they do, knowing that they're probably going to have less possession, but then when they have it, make the most of it. But they are just so good at doing that, and I really do see this team progressing quite far in this tournament. I've been so impressed with them the first couple of games.
Time is the enemy for Serbia. Slovenia Pavlovic works it to the left-hand side and Birmancevic. Now it's Mitrovic wearing the captain's armband, away from one challenge, but there's always a second challenge, and Chirin knocks it behind for a corner. 90th minute in Munich. Serbia pushing hard to get the point that might save their Euros. Birmancevic with his dark hair tied back leaves the corner. There are prayers being offered by Serbian fans. Samajic to take. Outswinger, left-footed, headed away brilliantly. And then Verbic completes the clearance. Out to Ilic, far touchline the right-hand side, went for a reverse pass. Gacinovic hadn't made the run. Janja tries to let it run. Janja was booked, by the way, for time wasting a few moments ago. There will be 5 minutes of added time. That's all that separates Slovenia from history. And in their country, sporting immortality, it would mean so much to finally get a victory at a European Championship finals. They couldn't do it in Euro 2000s. Maybe they'll do it here. Change being made here by Slovenia. There was a bit of confusion. The referee Istvan Kovac now allowing that substitution to happen. It's David Brekalo who's coming on, and he will replace Timi Elshnik, who has been absolutely outstanding in this game for Slovenia. Cross from the right from Serbia. It was a really good one, headed away by Biol. Superb defensive header. He is a giant back there, he really is. And now Slovenia on the counter-attack. The tireless Chirin, stride for stride with Jovic. Free kick goes against Chirin, and then he got involved in a bit of nonsense there. And Jovic actually has been yellow carded for getting involved with Chirin. The referee didn't like that.
I think that's harsh, and I think sometimes that's where refs need to understand state of the game. You know, he's getting blocked off, got a couple of minutes to go, he's just giving him a little shove. It's not a yellow card.
Long ball by Birmancevic into the Slovenian area, attempted overhead kick, but all it does is send the ball bouncing towards the goalkeeper. It was Jovic who tried it, and he has caught a Slovenian in doing so. He has scored some brilliant overhead kicks down the years, Luka Jovic, but on this occasion he didn't catch it right. And he caught Karničnik, the Slovenian goal scorer, and he goes down, and I imagine will stay down for as long as he possibly can.
Karničnik again, you know, they have been so good, that back four, 5 with Oblak of Slovenia. I mean, look, we say the whole team have defended valiantly, but in my opinion, your Biol, massive performer in the Denmark game. Karničnik today, for me, phenomenal. And Oblak, when it's mattered in moments, has come up with some key saves.
We've had 2 of the 5 additional minutes here on TalkSport 2. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0. Slovenia are nearly there. Serbia have had their chances. So far they haven't taken them. Long ball from Rajkovic, the Serbian goalkeeper, down the centre. Away by Biol, a titan at the heart of that Slovenian rear guard. But here comes Serbia again, but the ball is poor. Samajic bisected 2 of his targets and it went through to the goalkeeper Oblak, and then a Slovenian player goes down in the area, and the referee just coming across to Gacinovic and shows him the yellow cards, and that was pure frustration from Mijat Gacinovic.
Yeah, and you don't like to see this as well. I understand. You know, there's a lot on the line, but the game's been played in such a good way from start to finish. You know, I see bottles now getting thrown onto the pitch. Let's play the game in the right way here.
Janja moved across Gacinovic's path, but Gacinovic accepted that challenge. Like a red rag to a bull that was, and he just thumped into him and received the caution. Jan Oblak's penalty area littered with cups. As the ball squeezes through to Rajkovic, and now he clashes with Vipotnik, and Vipotnik is shown a yellow card, and it's all getting very, very touchy in the closing moments. But it's the 4th minute of stoppage time. There were only 5 allocated. Serbia can't afford to mess around here. They are running out of time. Dragan Stojkovic, their coach, now sat down, slumped in his dugout. Does he believe his team can produce one final twist? Or will it be no points from 2 games for Serbia? The header on by Milinkovic-Savic, who's been quiet since coming on. He had that one header that drifted wide. High ball into the Slovenian box. Again, Biol is there. Mitrovic now, edge of the D. Tries to work it to the right-hand side. Header down is wayward from Ilic. Every clearance roared to the rafters by Slovenia's fans. 30 seconds of stoppage time to go. The ball again is pumped forward, headed down in the Slovenian box, and it's knocked behind for a corner. One final test to pass for Slovenia. One final challenge. Corner kick for Serbia. The goalkeeper's up. Predrag Rajkovic at the near post. Verbic marking him. Whipped into the 6-yard box. They've done it. Luka Jovic with the flicked header. Pandemonium in Munich. They were so close to defeat. They had to dig so deep, and they found a way. Slovenia are crushed. They cannot believe it. But Luka Jovic rose highest and has snatched an equaliser. Slovenia won. Serbia won.
I cannot believe it. I really can't. Absolute heartbreak for Slovenia. But fair play Serbia. They did not give up. Brilliant ball into the box, and what a header. Gets up highest, wants it more, hangs high. That is a brilliant header. Nothing All Black can do. Is it fair? I'm not sure. I think Slovenia have been the better team today, but to show the courage, the bravery, to keep going till the end, and that could be one crucial point for Serbia.
The most extraordinary drama. Luka Jovic with a last gasp leveller for Serbia, and Slovenia cannot believe it. They were so close, moments away from a win that would surely have taken them into the last 16. But it is all over.